Welcome to our channel. Let's start Animal Kingdom.
Chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. 4.1 Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification and some of them are discussed here. 4.1.1 Levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor or activities occur among the cells. In coelenterate, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same functions are arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level, is exhibited by members of platyhelminths and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for particular functions. In animals like annelids, arthropod, molluscs, echinoderms, and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological functions. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ systems in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in platyhelminths has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus and is hence called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. One, open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it. And second, closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. 4.1.2 Symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelenterate, ctenophores, and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. 4.1.3 Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals, e.g., coelenterates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm are called triproblastic animals. Platyhelminths to chordates. 4.1.4 Coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body walls and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity, which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called coelomates, e.g., annelids, arthropods, molluscs, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouch in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates, e.g., escarments. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomates, e.g., platyhelminths. 4.1.5 Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. 4.1.6 Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates, e.g., porifera to echinoderms. 4.2 Classification of animals. The broad classification of animalia based on common fundamental features as mentioned in the preceding section is given in figure 4. Kingdom Animalia multicellular. Phylum Porifera, that has levels of organization is cellular level. Coelenterate has radial symmetry with tissue level of organization. Ctenophora has radial symmetry with organ level of organization. Platyhelminths has without body cavity, that is acoelomates, and bilateral symmetry and has organ system level of organization. Escarments has pseudocoelomates, and it has also bilateral symmetry and organ system level of organization. Annelids, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata are coelomates, and has bilateral symmetry with organ system levels of organization. Echinodermata exhibit bilateral or radial symmetry depending on the stage. Figure 4.4 Broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on common fundamental features. The important characteristic features of the different phyla are described. 4.2 Porifera. Members of these phyla are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through menispore ostia in the body wall into a central cavity spongocele, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Choanocytes or collar cells line the spongocele and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate, that is hermaphrodite. That is called eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Some examples of porifera. Cycon, other name is cypha. Spongilla, other name is freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, other name is bath sponge. 4.2.2 Phylum Coelenterate or Cnidaria. They are aquatic. mostly marine, sessile, or free swimming. Radially symmetrical animals. The name Nidaria is derived from the nidoblast or nidocyst, contain the stinging capsules or nematocyst present on the tentacle and the body. Nidoblasts are used for encourage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, e.g., corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like hydra, adamsia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exist in both forms exhibit alternation of generation, that is metagenesis. That is, polyps produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyps sexually, e.g., obelia. Examples: Physalia, other name Portuguese man of war. Adamsia, other name is sea anemone. Pennatula, other name is sea pen. Gorgonia, other name is sea fan. Mendrina, other name brain coral. 4.2.3 Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Example: Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. 4.2.4 Phylum Platyhelminths. They have two dorsoventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworm. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic forms. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called phlegm cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members, like planaria, possess high regeneration capacity. Examples: Tinea, other name is tapeworm. Fasciola, other name is flukeworm. Liver fluke. 4.2.5 Phylum Ascalmenthes. The body of the Ascalmenthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic, and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, that is called dioecious, that is males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct or indirect. Direct for those the young ones resemble the adult. Examples: ascaris, roundworm, Eucherichia, filarial worm, and cyclostoma, hookworm. 4.2.6 Phylum Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine and freshwater, or terrestrial, free living, and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented, and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metamers, and hence the phylum name Annelida, Latin annulus, little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages parapodia which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Examples: Nereis, Ferretima, other name is earthworm, and Hirudinaria, other name is blood-sucking leech. 4.2.7 Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which includes insects. Over two-thirds of all named species on Earth was arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages. Arthros means joint, poda means appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organs like antenna, eyes, compound and simple, statocyst or balance organ are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples: economically important insects: apis, honeybee; bombax, other name silkworm; laccifer, other name lac insect; vectors: Anopheles, Culex, and Aedes. All are mosquitoes. Gregarious pest: Lucasta, other name Lucast; living fossils: Lemurus, other name king crab. 4.2.8 Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Molluscas are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or fresh water, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot, and a visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feathers like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Examples: Pila, known as apple snail; Punctada, known as pearl oyster; Sepia, known as cuttlefish; Loligo, known as squid; Octopus, known as devilfish; Aplysia, known as sea hare; Dentalium, known as tusk shell; and Chytopleura, known as chiton. 4.2.9 Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles and hence the name Echinodermata, spiny bodied. All are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration, and excretory system is absent. Sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Examples: Asterias, known as starfish; Echinus, known as sea urchin; Antedon, known as sea lily; Cucumberia, known as sea cucumber; and Ophiura, known as brittle star. 4.2.10 Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis and collar cell and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Examples: Belanoglossus and Saccoglossus. 4.2.11 Phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by a presence of a notochord and a dorsal hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. These are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 presents a comparison of silent features of chordates and non-chordates. Chordate notochord present, notochord absent in non-chordates. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single in chordates. Central nervous system is ventral, solid and double in non-chordates. Pharynx perforated by gill slits in chordates. Gill slits are absent in non-chordates. Heart is ventral in chordates. Heart is dorsal if present in non-chordates. A post-anal part, that is tail, is present in chordates. Post-anal tail is absent in non-chordates. Phylum Chordata divided into three subphyla: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates. and are exclusively marine in Eurochordata. Notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Examples: Eurochordata, Acidia sulfa-doliolum, Cephalochordata, Branchiostoma, Amphioxus orlantaceae. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate characters, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3, or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. The subphylum Vertebrata are further divided as follows. Vertebrata divisions divided into two: Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha lacks jaws, Gnathostomata bear jaws. Agnatha has a class, Cyclostomata. Gnathostomata divided in two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces bear fins, Tetrapoda bear limbs. Pisces has two classes, Chondrichthyes and Ostisthyes. Tetrapoda has four classes, Amphibia, reptiles, aves, and mammals. 4.2.11.1 Class Cyclostomata. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the oceans. Examples: Petromyzon, known as lamprey, and myxin, known as hagfish. 4.2.11.2 Class Chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gills, gill slits are separate and without operculum, that is gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales, which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, e.g., torpedo, and some possess poison sting, e.g., trigon. They are cold-blooded poikilothermous animals, that is, they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples: Scoliodon, known as dogfish; Pristis, known as sawfish; Carcharodon, known as great white shark; Trigon, known as stingray. 4.2.11.3 Class Ostrichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have four pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid or tenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Examples: marine exocetus known as flying fish, hippocampus known as seahorse, freshwater fish, labio known as Ruho, Catla, known as Katla, Clarice, known as Magur, Aquarium, Beta, known as fighting fish, Pterophyllum, known as angelfish. 4.2.11.4 Class Amphibia. As the name indicates, amphi means dual, bios means life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have two pairs of limbs. Body is divided into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs, and through skins. The heart is three-chambered, two auricles and one ventricles. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and the development is indirect. Examples: bufo, toad; rana, known as frog; hyla, known as tree frog; salamander, known as salamander; ichthyophis, known as limbless amphibia. 4.2.11.5 Class Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion, Latin repair or reptum. To creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scutes. They do not have external ear openings. Tympanum represents ear. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. Heart is usually three-chambered but four-chambered in crocodiles. Reptiles are poikilotherms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Examples: chelon, known as turtle; testudo, known as tortoise; chameleon, known as tree lizard; calotes, known as garden lizard; crocodilus, known as crocodile; alligator, known as alligator; Hemidactylus, known as wall lizard. Poisonous snakes are Naja, known as cobra; Bangaras, known as krait; Vipera, known as viper. 4.2.11.6 Class Aves. The characteristic features of aves or birds are the presence of feathers, and most of them can fly except flightless birds, e.g., ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the whale gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, that is bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities known as pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds has additional chambers. The crop and gizzard. Heart's is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded homeothermous animals, that is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is lungs. Air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Examples: corvus, known as crow; columba, known as pigeon; Psittacula, known as parrot; Struthio, known as ostrich; Pavho, known as peacock; Aptenodytus, known as penguin; Neophron, known as vulture. 4.2.11.7 Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitats: polarized caves, deserts, mountains, forest, grassland, and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk producing glands, mammary glands, by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pairs of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ears or pinna are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions and development is direct. Examples: oviparous mammals are ornithorhynchus, platypus. Viviparous mammals are macropus, kangaroo; pteropus, known as flying fox; camelus, known as camel; macaca, known as monkey; rattus, known as rat; canis, known as dog; felis, known as cat; elephas, known as elephant; equus, known as horse; dolphinus, known as dolphin; Balaenoptera, known as blue whale; Panthera tigris, known as tiger; Panthera leo, lion. The silent distinctive features of all phyla under animals under kingdom is comprehensively given in the table 4.2.
Thank you for watching this
Like
video.
that.
Please like and subscribe our channel.